Morning, friends. It's time for reading. It is the 18th, and we're doing reading today. We're starting on a new story. This is a story called The Farmer and the Donkey. So let me pull this up for you. Share my screen. And here it is. Okay. The Farmer and the Donkey. Here we go. We're going to read pages 78 to 83 today. So Jeff, you'll have to help me stop. This is page 78 to 83. 78. And then we're going all the way to 83. And I'll show you the end page right here. 82 and 83. It's an upside down page. We'll have to stand on our heads to read it. And here it is. Okay. Now, if I look right here, I notice that this is a play you can put on, and it's got different voices, different characters. This is what, in this case, this is the blacksmith and what he says, and the farmer and what he says, and then someone named Glum right here, okay? So, unfortunately, if we were in the classroom, we could do this all together, and maybe we'll be back together before the end of this play so that we can read it in voices. But sometimes it's fun to read voices in different character voices. We know a farmer, what kind of voice might a farmer have? Probably not a little high squeaky voice. He'd probably have a farmer voice, and a blacksmith being a big, strong person who can make horseshoes and make things out of metal might have a big, strong, deep voice. So the voices that you choose for your character will help your audience enjoy the character and enjoy the story. So this is the page we're going to stop on, this one right here. We'll have to remember this page. And let's bring it all the way to the beginning. And here's our title page. It's called The Farmer and the Donkey. And it says, let me get my pen here so you can follow along with me. The Farmer and the Donkey. Okay, and it says, a folk tale adapted for drama by Karen Wilt, illustrated by Courtney Wise. Okay, folk tale. Remember when we read about Paul Bunyan? That was a type of a tale. That was called a tall tale, but one that people handed down and told stories about. A folk tale, like the one we just read, the one about the boy in the dark and the dike. Just stories handed down from people to kind of remember throughout the years this fun story. Okay, and then it says adapted for. To adapt something means to make it fit. All of our lessons today are adapted. They're adapted for video so that you can watch them. It would be great if we could read this in the classroom together, but we can't. So we're going to adapt it, and I will read it, and I'll have you read silently or read out loud from where you are. So we've adapted this story today. And then it says adapted for drama. Here's the next word, drama. That's like a play or a movie or a type of a story that has people acting in it. So this would be a drama. And now let's take a look at my characters. It says the cast. Just like Brianna and Austin are doing Annie, this story that we're reading today has a cast. These are the characters in the play that we're reading. You have the narrator And a narrator is a person who tells the story. And then you have the farmer. You know what a farmer does? Has a farm. Maybe it's a chicken farm. Maybe it's got cows and everything. This is the son. This is the child of the farmer. You've got Glum, the donkey. That's the donkey's name. We've got, we got a lot of characters here. We're going to have to scroll down. Then we've got a tailor. A tailor is someone who makes clothes or shoes or, here we go. Things to me to print. All right, sorry, I got a text here. And the next one is the tailor's wife. That's the wife of this man who makes clothes. A miller is somebody who grinds wheat into flour. And we've got townsfolk. These are just the people that live in the town. A baker, he makes breads and cakes. A storekeeper, this is the person who runs the store. And a blacksmith, like I told you before, he's a person who makes things out of metal, using usually very hot fire. He shapes the metal to make different things. Okay. So if you were one of these characters, which one would you want to be? Think about that. And maybe when we come back together, you can be one of those when we're able to read this out loud together. Okay. Act 1. Plays are divided into acts, and these are just a way of grouping them, kind of like chapters in a book, and it just helps separate the play. Okay. Act 1. And here's what the narrator would say. You can follow along with me as I read. Narrator. Once upon a time, there lived an old farmer, his son, and their brown-eared donkey. The donkey's name was Glum. The old farmer worked hard on his farm, and his son almost always helped him. The old farmer had only one problem. He always tried to take everyone's advice. Then, one day, and that ... in the story means there's more to come. Let's talk about this word right up here. I wanted to point this word out, glum. The word glum kind of means unhappy or moping. Remember Eeyore and Winnie the Pooh? He was kind of glum, just kind of a sad, mopey disposition a little bit. Okay. And the farmer says, "Time for us to leave, son. Hi-ho! We must hurry along to town. We will sell the donkey in the marketplace." My son says, "Coming, father. I'll fetch Glum's rope." And Glum says, "Hee-haw, hee-haw." That's what a donkey says. And then the narrator says, "Soon the old farmer had bolted the door and had set off down the dirt road with his son and Glum, the donkey. Whom should they meet on the road but their friend, the baker? He was pushing his cart of rolls and sweet cakes. And the baker says, "Hello there! What's this? A fine donkey trotting merrily along, and you two scurrying along to keep up? One of you should ride him." Remember, they said the farmer always takes advice. So sounds like some advice right there. The man, the baker, telling the farmer and his son that somebody should ride the donkey. That's advice. Next page. And the farmer says, "That is good advice, friend Baker. Climb up, son, and we will be on our way to town to sell our donkey." And the baker says, "Such a fine donkey should bring a good price, especially with those long brown ears he has." And Glum says, "Hee-haw, hee-haw." Does Glum look very happy right now? Not really. Let's look on the last page and see if he looked any happier there. They didn't show a picture. Nope, not that time. But he doesn't look happy now, does he? Okay. Next page. I don't see a picture still. The narrator says, "So the farmer and his son set off for the town again. Glum, the donkey, carried the farmer's son, who bobbed up and down with each step. The farmer marched along in front of them." The son says, "Father, here comes the blacksmith. He must be on his way home from town." The blacksmith says, "Good morning, friend farmer. What's this? Your son rides while you walk? People will surely think he is lazy." Do you hear some more advice coming on here? Your son rides while you walk. What is the blacksmith saying? He's saying the farmer should ride instead of the son. And the farmer says, "Oh, you are right. Jump down, son. Let me ride." Okay. This is where we stop for today. Here we go. And off they go again. The blacksmith says, "Yes, let your son's strong legs trot along while you rest your tired bones." And the farmer said, "Thank you, kind blacksmith. My friends always have such helpful advice. Now we must be off to town. We are taking this donkey to the marketplace to sell him." Okay, so now we've seen two pieces of advice. The first one, the baker said, the son should ride or he said someone should ride the donkey. So the farmer put his son on the donkey. And then the blacksmith said, no, the farmer should ride the donkey. So the farmer says, "Okay, son, get off. I'm going to ride the donkey." And off they went. Those two pieces of advice. The blacksmith said, "Glad I could help. You have a fine looking donkey. What beautiful long brown ears he has." And Glum says, "Hee-haw, hee-haw." Has he said the same thing all the way through? He sure has, but we can't get a handle on what kind of, how he's feeling, because you can't see his face like you could in the last one. Do donkeys really have facial expressions? That's an interesting question. They really don't. Sometimes animals may look happy. You've seen a dog with its mouth hanging open that kind of looks happy, or a cat that kind of looks grumpy or mad. But animals don't really have the muscles in their face to make the facial expressions that we can make, the smiling and the angry and the surprised looks that we can do. So to say that this donkey has facial expressions, not really. But that's a good reason, or a good way to know that this story is fiction, not true, because they show, definitely they show in the story that this donkey is having facial expressions when really animals aren't really able to show it. They can show pleasure in other ways, like they can wag their tails or maybe lick your hand, different things that they do. Okay, getting more text here. Hang on. Video meeting in 15 minutes. Okay. All right. I've got a 15-minute thing. I gotta get this wrapped up for you. So let's finish up this last page. All right. Oh, we did finish it. We're all good. There we go. We're at the end of this story, and all I want you to do today is read it. So enjoy reading it, and you can rewind this video and listen to it again if you'd like. I love you, and I will see you next for spelling. All right. Bye-bye.